sit tall in your chair. If you're sitting on the floor, that's perfectly fine. So don't worry about that. But take a nice deep breath in. I want you to really think about getting tall through your spine. Okay, so we're not, no cruddy posture today. We're really gonna make sure that we're sitting up nice and tall. Think about if I was holding a string at the top of your head and I was tugging it gently to pull it up towards the ceiling to get you to be nice and tall in your chair. And then I want you to notice the ground beneath your feet if you're sitting. And then I want you to take your feet about hips distance apart. And just kind of allow your shoulders to come over your pelvis and your head and neck to kind of line up with the spine. So we're going to kind of pay special attention to the spine today. And then before we kind of close our eyes and come into the space a little bit, I want you to just start to take a few shoulder rolls back. So you're going to let the shoulders come up and then go back behind you a little bit. And just think about as you let them fall down, notice the release and tension from the tops of the shoulders. And then do it 1 or 2 more times. And then the last time, I really want you to think about squeezing your shoulders up towards your ears. And then take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let them fall down and back and lift your chest. So you have nice, tall posture, head and neck over your spine. Allow your eyes to close. Just kind of let yourself come into the space today. So we're going to take a few moments of observation. So this is really important because this is how we sort of check in with ourselves, right? So there's lots of to-do lists throughout our day. There's lots of tasks to accomplish. And some of them might be things that we enjoy, and some of them might be things that are kind of more mandatory rather than enjoyment, right? So just kind of notice those things. And then just allow yourself to feel how you're feeling right now. So do you feel tired? Do you feel happy or sad or frustrated? And just kind of label whatever feelings or emotions you're having right now and bring those into your heart. And then take a couple of cleansing breaths. So inhale deeply through your nose. Big, heavy sigh through the mouth. And do that one more time. Inhale, kind of breathing into those emotions and anything that comes up for you this morning. And then big exhale, heavy sigh, just letting those things go. If your eyes are not already closed, maybe try closing them or just taking your gaze down. And start to shift the breath low into the belly. As you inhale, think about expanding your belly, letting it kind of fill with air. And then as you exhale, gently draw the belly button in towards your spine. And if it's hard for you to do this belly breathing, I want you to place one hand over your belly button for just a little bit of a tactile cue. So when you breathe in, your belly is going to expand into your hand. And when you exhale, your belly is going to draw in. And you can do this however long or short feels comfortable for you, but I want you to try to do it a little bit longer than maybe you normally would. So just kind of let the breath guide the length of how long you're going for each breath in and each breath out. Today, as you breathe in, I want you to think about lengthening through the spine. Think about creating length from the tailbone all the way up to the top of your head. And as you exhale, I want you to think about letting go of tension that you might be feeling around your spine. So maybe it's in your mid-back, maybe it's in your neck, maybe it's in your low back. Just thinking about letting those places go as you breathe out. Just take about 5 more breath cycles at your own pace. Maybe each time you breathe in, you sit slightly taller in your chair. Each time you breathe out, let go of tension. Think about relaxing the muscles in the face and the jaw, as well as those around your spine. Continuing to breathe deeply, go ahead and create an intention for your practice today. So something you want to focus on. Maybe it's just allowing yourself to stay present as we practice today. Maybe there's some particular area of the body that needs focus or dedication. So whatever it is, bringing that intention into your heart, breathing into it. And we'll take one more cleansing breath. So inhaling deeply through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Good, and then either with your eyes opened or closed, it doesn't matter. We're just going to start to rotate the head and neck. So turning your head, looking over your right shoulder or in the direction of the right side of your space. As you exhale, come back to center, and then go ahead and rotate towards the left side. Not moving into a painful range, but just something that feels available to you today. Back to center, breathe in, exhale, rotate to the right. Good, come back to center, breathe in, sit tall, exhale, rotate to the left. And then this time, bring your head and neck back to neutral, sit a little bit taller, bring your left ear to your left, or your right ear to your right shoulder. Good, come back to center, left ear, left shoulder. Come back to center, right ear, right shoulder. This time we'll pause here and then just reach out through your left hand. So you're thinking about reaching those fingertips through the floor. If you notice any kind of different sensations, maybe numbness or tingling or just kind of a lengthening, maybe more of a nerve sensation on that side, maybe back off how far you're bringing your ear to your shoulder, just bring the arm in a little bit. Good, and then this time I want you to drop your chin down to your chest and just pause here. Think about the breath coming into the back of the neck. Good, and then you'll take your left ear to your left shoulder and just pause here. And then extend out through your right fingertips. So think about kind of wiggling or reaching those right fingertips for the floor, creating that length along the side of the neck. And just pause and breathe. Remember as we're practicing today that you're going to do your best not to hold your breath. Good. And then one more time, chin down to the chest, maybe just grabbing for the bottom part of your chair or the leg rest of your chair as you drop your chin to your chest. And then as you breathe in, lift your head back to neutral. And then if it's available, lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Pause here. Let the breath come to the base of the throat. Pause and breathe, relax your face. And then exhale, come back to a neutral spine here. Go ahead and scoot a little bit more forward in your chair. Still sitting with your feet flat on the floor. If you are seated on the ground, you can be cross-legged. That's perfectly fine. We're going to move into seated cat and cow pose. So as you sit, as you come into cow, I want you to sit as tall as you can. Bring your palms up towards the ceiling and lift your chin. As you exhale, you're going to tuck and round. Separate the shoulder blades, seated cat. So you can do this sitting on the floor or sitting in your chair, doesn't matter. So sit tall, seated cow, you're opening across your chest and shoulders. Beautiful, exhale, tuck and round. Separate the shoulder blades, kind of breathe into the middle part of your back, seated cat. We're just gonna flow with our breath. Inhale, sit tall, open up that heart center. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. Starting to link movement with breathing. Inhale, sit tall, seated cow. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. So starting to mobilize the spine a little bit here. You're only going in, keep alternating those poses. You're only moving into a range of motion that feels good for your body. So if you're not able to go into kind of the extremes of one pose or the other, then don't. Exhale, tuck and round. This is really about listening to your body and kind of doing what feels good. So if you do happen to do a lot of sitting during the day, whatever it might be, this is a good, take a minute or two to do some seated cat and cow pose, really good for the spine. So we'll take a couple more cycles here, just moving with your breath. Tall as you can, and then rounding the spine. Tucking the tailbone under, pulling the belly button in. Good, inhale, sit tall. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. Last time, inhale, sit nice and tall. Good, this time I want you to hold here. And then either keep your palms open or grab onto the sides or the bottom of your chair and pull your shoulder blades together a little bit more. So you're kind of stretching across the chest and shoulders. If you have flexible shoulders, you can even walk your hands back behind you a little bit. So kind of a seated heart opening pose. Shoulder blades pulled together, chin lifts. And I want you to think about breathing across the chest and shoulders. So you're pausing, you're breathing. Good. And then as you exhale, come out of it. Seated cat pose. So press your palms forward. Let your spine round and drop your chin to your chest. And we'll pause here. So let the breath come between the shoulder blades now. Beautiful. Good. With those hands together, reach them all the way up towards the ceiling. Sit nice and tall. Good. Palms reach up towards the ceiling. Stay where you are. Good. Breathe. As you exhale, tip to the left. So seated side stretch. Good. Let your left arm drop down. Keep stretching. So big reach through that right arm. You can grab onto your chair, just kind of reach your hand for the floor. So you're looking to feel some length into that right side body. Pause and breathe. So we like to hold our breath sometimes. We want to make sure we keep breathing. Good. Deep breath in. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Get as tall as you can. Exhale. Tip to the right. Same thing. Second side. Pause and breathe. Try not to hold your breath. Good. Let your right arm drop down. Keep reaching over with your left arm. Beautiful. Keep breathing. Good. Deep breath in. Come all the way back to center. As you exhale, take a twist to the right. So you're going to take your left hand, set it on the outside of your right leg, and look back to the right. And you can do whatever you want with that right hand. You can hang on to the chair. Another option as we rotate the spine would be to extend your right arm back. So your fingertips are reaching towards the back of your space. That's probably going to feel like a little bit more of a chest stretch, and that's fine. So do that if that feels good for you. So you're taking that right hand and you're extending it back. Good. Deep breath in, reach both arms up to the sky. Sit tall, lengthening the spine. As you exhale, twist to the left. So right hand on the outside of the left leg. You could take that left hand and reach it back. You can widen your hands, so spreading your fingers nice and wide, reaching through your fingertips. And remember, whenever we're rotating or doing twists, we're always going to look where we're turning. So take your eyes and look at that hand. Good. Nice rotation through the spine. Good. Come back to center. Both arms reach all the way up. Get long. As you exhale, release your arms down. Toe heel your feet out nice and wide, or just move your legs out to the side. Take a nice deep breath in. You want to be seated towards the front edge of your chair. Reach all the way up towards the ceiling. Deep breath in. As you exhale, forearms to the thighs. Round your back, modified forward fold. Good. Breathe in. If it's available to you, reach for the floor or your ankles. Good. Pause and breathe. Take both hands, walk them over to your right thigh or leg. So if you're able to reach down for your ankle, you can reach your hands for your right ankle. If that amount of back flexibility is not available to you, I want you to set your arms on your leg. okay? So we're looking to get a little bit of some side bending as well as kind of rounding the back and bending and flexing forward, but don't move into pain. So just kind of be mindful of what your limitations are. Try to relax your neck. Good. Come back to the center. So either hands on the forearms or reach for the floor. Let your back round. So you're going to pull your belly button in and then reach for the floor or keep those arms on your thighs. Now come over to your left leg. So both arms are going to go onto your thigh, or you can reach for your ankle. You choose. Little bit of a side stretch here. So you should kind of feel that kind of on either, more on the right side of the back, the low back area. You can also take that right hand and kind of dangle it towards your left leg. Relax your head and neck. Good. Slowly bring those arms back to center, forearms on the thighs. And then this time I want you to keep your legs apart, but walk your hands up your thighs. So a little bit of a hip opening posture here. Chest is lifted. As it's available to you, I want you to press your knees out to the side. So you're gonna get like an inner thigh kind of groin stretch. Don't force it, but you're directing your knees apart. Okay? So sitting nice and tall, breathing. Good. As you exhale, you're gonna take this shoulder, so this is your left shoulder, you're gonna dip it in, and you're gonna look back behind you to the right. So you're kind of still pressing that left knee out to the side, looking to the right. Nice. Great work, team. Good. Come back to center. Breathe in. Still pressing the knees just gently apart. This time, right shoulder dips in, turn and look to the left. So you're kind of pressing that right knee out to the side. We're going to do it one more time on each side, so you can try it again, see how it feels. Some gentle hip opening, rotating through the spine. Come back to center. Breathe in. Left shoulder dips in, look to the right. Keeping your chest lifted, pressing that left knee out to the side, not forcing anything. Breathe in, back to center. Exhale, press the right knee out, turn and look to the left. Pause and breathe. Good, come back to center, breathe in. As you exhale, slowly bring those legs back in. And just kind of bring the knees in and out a few times. So you should feel a little bit of activation around the hips. Just kind of noticing that. Maybe lift your heels and toes a few times so you're kind of pedaling out the feet a little bit. And then we're going to do a little bit of core activation today. So the next thing I want you to do, if you're not already towards the edge of your chair, I want you to scoot towards the edge of your chair. So you want to be away from your backrest. Your feet are going to be on the floor. We're going to do a modified boat pose. So some of this is going to be familiar for you, but I want you to keep your chest lifted. You're going to come back a little bit with your trunk until you feel your tummy muscles, okay? So try not to hold on to your chair if you don't need to. So I'm kind of leaning my trunk back, but keeping my chest up. I'm not collapsing through my back, okay? Come back to center, breathe in. So now sit tall. We're going to try it again. Keep your chest lifted, lean back. Lean your shoulders back till you feel your tummy muscles kick in. You feel your tummy muscles? Maybe. Good. Breathe in, come back to center. Now we're going to make it harder, okay? Breathe in, get tall through your spine, hinge back. Feel your tummy muscles. Good. Raise one or both of your arms up. Still feeling your tummy muscles. You can stop and pause anywhere along this kind of continuum. Still lifting your chest up, lift your left leg up. Okay? Still kind kind of hinged back, so you're kind of leaning back, you should feel your tummy. Set your left leg down, still leaning your chest back, keeping your chest lifted, lift your right leg. You should notice your tummy muscles working. Good, set your right leg down, breathe in, sit tall, shoulders over your hips. Nice job, all right. So sitting nice and tall in your chair again. So those of you that would like to do some standing poses, you're gonna go ahead and come to standing and put the chair in front of you. If you're gonna stay seated, that's perfectly fine. You can stay seated. So if you wanna do some standing postures, this is your time to stand up. For those of you that are gonna stand, you're gonna put the chair right in front of you for balance, okay? So our first posture is going to be seated or standing mountain pose. So palms are forward, chest is lifted, tummy is in, tailbone is tucked under. Okay, so wherever you are, standing or sitting, it's an active standing pose. Okay? Either position, you're gonna toe heel your feet out wide, like we just did. You're gonna take them nice and wide. Okay? If you're standing, you're gonna go ahead, either standing or sitting, you're gonna take your right toes and turn them to the right wall. Okay? So if you're standing, you look like this. If you're sitting, same thing. Toes are to the right wall. Right toes, right wall. Take your left leg, bring it straight. Okay? So you're gonna kind of bring it straight, toes forward towards me. So we're going to be moving into Warrior Two. Chair is in front of you if you need it for balance in standing. Your legs in standing are going to be in the same position as sitting. You're just going to be perched on your chair. Okay? So extend that back leg, turn the right toes forward. So just focusing in on the leg position here. Shoulders are over your hips. Take a breath in, raise one or both arms up to shoulder height. Look to the right, Warrior Two. And we're gonna hold it, okay? So now I'm gonna give you some adjustments. So in seated or standing, tuck your tailbone under a little bit. So you're noticing your belly. Look over that right foot and check out your knee position. So ideally you want your knee to be over your ankle, not buckling inward or falling out to the side. Pause and breathe, looking over that right hand. Good, look forward towards me, turn your palms up. Okay, so palms now are up towards the ceiling, a little bit of opening into the chest. Take your hands, wherever you are, give yourself a hug. So your hands are gonna come wide around your shoulder blades, tuck your chin, little mid-back stretch. Keep your legs as they are. You can always straighten your front leg if you need a little break, if you're standing up or sitting, okay? Good, inhale, take those arms back out to shoulder height. Good, and then exhale, let the arms come down. Take a little breather. If you're standing, I want you to take a little bend and straighten into the knee. If you're seated, you're just gonna stay where you are. Pause and breathe, good. Bring your right foot back in slightly, okay? You're gonna turn your left toes to the left wall. So turn your left toes that way to the left wall, good. And bring your right toes so they're facing forward. So switching sides, okay? This is your foot position. Wherever you are, you're gonna bend into that left knee until it comes over your ankle. Back leg is straight, arms come up to shoulder height. So same leg position if you're seated or standing. You're using that chair for a prop if you're sitting. Okay? Good, nice wide wingspan. Look over that left hand. This is your Warrior Two. Nice and strong through the legs here. So back leg is straight, front knee is tracking over your ankle. Look down at that left knee. So kind of notice what your left knee is doing. Good. Pull your tummy muscles in. Tuck your tailbone under. Good. Take a breath in, turn your palms up. Still looking over that left hand. And then look straight ahead. Give yourself a hug. Wrap your arms around your shoulder blades and tuck your chin down. Keep that warrior two position in the legs. Pause and breathe. Good. Inhale, extend your arms out. Look over your left hand. Relax your face. Tummy in. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Good. Exhale, release your arms down. If you're standing, go ahead and straighten your leg. If you're sitting, just bring your legs a little bit back in. We're going to go back to the first side. So you're going to take your right toes and turn them to the right wall. Come back to those warrior two position for your legs. Go ahead and bend into your right knee and bring your arms up to shoulder height. Good. As you exhale, I want you to set your right hand on your right thigh. Reach your left arm up and over. Side stretch, yep. Extended side angle. So you can put this hand wherever feels good for you. If you want to come down to your forearm, you can. If you want to kind of rest your hand on your thigh, you can do that. What we're looking for is a side stretch on this side. So kind of really reach through those fingertips. Chair if you need to. If you are standing or even if you're sitting, try not to collapse onto your leg, okay? So really keep your chest lifted. We're talking about spine alignment. So really keeping your spine long. Good. That top arm, you're gonna sweep back and rest on your back leg. Your front arm, your right arm, you're gonna sweep back. So now we're gonna stretch this side. Reverse warrior. Good. Those of you that are standing or sitting, that front knee, your right knee is still bent. So if you need to take a little break, just straighten it. Okay, nice and strong through the legs. Relax your head and neck. Pause and breathe. Good. As you exhale, release your arms down. Bring your legs back in. So take a little break wherever you are, seated or standing. And just straighten both knees. Okay? Take a breath in, reach your arms up. Exhale, reach your arms down. Good. This time, sweep your arms forward. Exhale, release them all the way down. So we're going to go back to those same series of poses on the second side. So we're going to take our warrior two legs, taking our left foot and turning it to the left wall, reaching back through your right leg. So this leg is straight, this leg is bent. Inhale, bring your arms up to warrior two. Look over that left hand. Good. Exhale, take your left hand, set it on your thigh. Right arm reaches up and over, extended side angle. You might even feel a stretch into the hip over here. Hopefully a little bit of a side body stretch. So back leg is straight, you're breathing. Good, just mobilizing the spine today. Pause and breathe, chest lifts. That front knee stays bent if you're able to. Take a break if you need to. Take a breath in. As you exhale, sweep that top arm back. The right arm switches. Reverse warrior. Now we're stretching through that left side body. Good. Light on your back hand. Relax your face. Beautiful. Pause and breathe. Good. Big sweep with that top arm. Release it. Come back to seated or standing mountain pose. So bring your feet all the way back in. So they're about hips distance apart. Okay? Good. We're going to do a couple more poses in standing. So if you want to stand, go ahead. If you want to stay seated, that's fine. Okay? So back in seated or standing mountain pose, your feet are going to be about hips distance apart. We're going to come into chair pose. Okay, I'm going to give you an option for those of you that are sitting. So if you're standing, sink your hips back, bring your hands to chest height or forward. Okay, so you're pretending like you're sitting back in your chair, and you can hold on to the chair if you need to. Tummy is in. If you're seated, I want you to press your feet into the ground and imagine lifting your butt up off your chair. Okay, so even if I don't pick my butt up, I can still feel my quads and my glutes activate. Okay, so press your feet and think about lifting your butt up, even if you don't lift it up. Okay, you can do all of these poses, perfect. If you're standing, you're sinking your hips back. Good, exhale, mountain pose. Palms forward, tummy tight. Okay, we're gonna do it one more time. This time we're gonna add a little bit of rotation. Inhale, chair pose. So sink into it if you're standing. If you're seated, think about lifting your butt up off your chair. Good. As you exhale, left hand to the right thigh or to your chair, reach your right arm back. Yep. If you're seated, you're still thinking about picking your butt up off the chair. Remember with those twists, we're gonna look back that way. Can you look at your right hand? There you go. Good, exhale, mountain pose. Pause and breathe. Lengthen your spine, good. We're getting close. Notice how you feel. Remember that intention that you set for your practice today? Reconnect with that. Think about lengthening through the spine, pulling your tummy in. As you inhale, last time, chair pose. Sink your hips back, or imagine picking your butt up off the chair. So you should feel activation in your legs, those of you that are sitting. Right hand to the left thigh. Reach your left arm back, look at it. Pause and breathe. Relax your face. Good. As you exhale, mountain pose. Good. Take a little bit of distance between your feet. Take a nice deep breath in, reach all the way up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, bring your hands through heart center. Reach in the direction of the floor. So for those of you that are standing, you can rest your arms on your chair or let your upper body kind of hang down. So forward bend. And just kind of dangle your upper body wherever you are. Just kind of let the low back release. Kind of breathing. So this is a nice one to do if you're standing, with just kind of letting your forearms relax. Maybe resting them on the chair back, letting your knees bend. And take a couple of nice belly breaths. And then to come back to tall sitting or standing, walk your hands up your legs. Take your time. Once you come up to center, roll those shoulders back, just like you did at the beginning of the practice today. Good. And seated or standing mountain pose. Palms forward, belly is in. If you're comfortable, I want you to blink your eyes closed for a few breaths in sitting or standing. Notice the ground beneath your feet, beneath your pelvis if you're seated. And just take a moment to notice how you feel. Good. Breathe in deeply through the nose. Big, heavy sigh through the mouth. One more time. Inhale deeply through the nose. Big, heavy sigh through the mouth. Good. If you're standing, open your eyes. Walk around and take a seat in your chair. Those of you that are sitting, just get comfortable in your chair. Kind of let your back just relax on the backrest. If you have water, this would be a good time to grab a drink if you haven't grabbed one yet. And you can let your legs extend out. Maybe one or both hands over the belly. And just kind of let yourself relax into the chair. If you are on the floor and you want to come into traditional Shavasana and lay on your back, you're welcome to do that as well. Otherwise, relaxing in the chair, blinking your eyes closed. Once again, observe. Notice where you feel your breath. Notice your spine, the muscles around your spine. Notice any areas in your body where you still have tension. Let those areas go. Relax your face, your jaw, the tops of your shoulders. Let your arms be heavy. Relax your hands. Notice the gentle rise and fall of the belly with each breath. Relax your legs all the way down to your feet and your toes. Take a moment of gratitude for coming to your yoga practice today and for being able to move your body. And then just pause everything, enjoying a few moments of peace and stillness.